Hey, are you talking about back in the day?
Nah, man. I'm talking about back in the day.
Back in the day. Back in the day. Back in the day. Back in the day.
Joining me today on the Back in the Day podcast, she's returning from season 2, Emily Grefer. How are we today, Emily?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming back on. I haven't seen you since Comedy Arena.
Which was what?
March?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this has been forever.
It has been a long time, and it's May, guys. I don't know when this will come out, but it's May.
Today's May 18th.
It's May 18th. Every day. It's been a long couple weeks for me. What you been up to since then? You headlined the Improv.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was nerve-wracking. Things have been good. I started a new job, and I've been just trying to write new material and,
What's your job?
myself.
Can you talk about your day job or no?
Oh, yeah, I can. I'm a supply chain manager for a feed company for zoos, colleges, things like that.
That's cool. It's something that you have to probably be very organized at.
Yes.
I feel like
very
you would
much
be
so.
really good at that.
I am. I'm a Virgo. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what that means.
You're like, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that think that because of when you were born, that's your personality?
No, I don't think it's my personality, but anytime someone brings up whatever their zodiac sign, immediately I agree with whatever they say. They're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm just really flaky because I'm a Gemini. I'm like, you know what? I kind of see that.
Well,
Like,
okay. But here's the deal,
no basis in reality.
Those signs, they're just saying everything. Like they're just saying like he's smart but could be dumb sometimes. It's like everything. Like have you ever noticed that? Like it's like it just hits every type of category, like personality trait that you could be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's subjective. It's kind of like when you ask a guy, hey, what does this beer that you brewed in your bathtub taste like? They'll say any flavor under the sun. It doesn't mean
chestnut.
anything. Yeah, they will. It doesn't mean anything.
What the hell does chestnut mean? Right? Okay, so let's talk headlining the Improv. How did that go?
It went well. Yeah, I was very nervous because I have not been in that position before. So it was a learning curve, but I really enjoyed it. And we had a bunch of people come out. So I really couldn't have asked for anything better. And the
Awesome.
staff was great, so I have no complaints.
I heard good things from people that I know that went to it.
Oh, so people lie to you?
No, I heard that it went good and that you sold merch for the first time, right?
I know. It was very...
How did you do on your merch sales?
I made my money back on them, and then I have some in my closet because I haven't gotten the nerve to sell it again.
No?
I need to. I do, especially because going on the road, I need to figure out
sell
merch.
your merch, girl. Make that extra money. So it went well. You had people come out. What's been going on next? Have you been on the road since I saw you last?
No, I haven't, because starting this new job, I haven't been able to take time off yet, but I'm going to go back on the road in September.
Okay.
So I've just been kind of taking more things. I've been in Austin and Houston, which is technically the road, but I mean, like, out of state, I haven't done anything.
Are you at the new job? Are you able to like work remote?
Not yet, but I'm kind of trying to gear it towards that way because there's only a few times I really, really have to be in the office that I think that I could eventually, especially because it's like those times are at the beginning of the week. So it's like towards the end of the week, if like Thursday, Fridays, I could probably like find a way to just do it all remote. It's just more convincing,
What happens if you become just the baddest supply chain manager that there is and they just keep moving you up the ladder and they just start throwing bonuses at you and all kinds of stuff? And you're like, do I quit comedy? Well, do you think, is there an amount of money that would make you quit comedy?
You didn't even finish your question.
No?
I was like, no, absolutely not, because it's, I know a lot of people who make a lot of money.
And they hate themselves?
And they are miserable. Even if they are okay at their job or they don't even hate their job, they just don't have anything outside of it. And then they're kind of like, what the hell am I doing with my life? And I never want to be one of those people.
Okay, good. We'll see. Maybe like a year from now, you're like driving a Lexus.
Oh my God.
Just like you're doing like one show a year,
Absolutely not.
You're like, your license plate says supply lady or something, like, or I don't know if I could say that. That's too many letters.
I No, I would kill myself.
If-
If anything, I hate vanity license plates because I love true crime, and I'm like, I'm not going to make it easier for them to find me. I'm not committing crimes, but I'm not going to make your job easy. Just like I'm not going to submit my DNA for a DNA testing kit. Absolutely not. The government can work hard. We're paying these people.
Okay,
They can do it.
If you were to commit a crime,
Let's dig into it.
what type of crime do you think that you would be able to get away with the best, and which one for sure you could not get away with?
I have too much anxiety, I think, and I don't know anything about science, so I genuinely do not think I could get away with murder. I do
Okay.
think I would make mistakes in that arena.
For sure.
And I'm not
good.
physically strong enough to bury a body, not at all, so I could not do it. I think I would just try to get away with some type of financial crime because people underestimate women a lot in corporate events. So or like corporate settings. So even if you kind of perform a little slightly better than like an average, people give you like a lot of responsibilities. And because people don't want to pay women more, they'll push more on you. So I could learn about the company more and just figure out ways to like smuggle money. That would be fine. I could do that.
Okay.
That's not too hard. And plus it's a white collar crime. Like I'll go to like a minimum security prison. I'll be fine. I don't want to go to maximum security.
Yeah,
I can't do
I
that.
would not last in prison for a day.
Absolutely. You heard about that corrections officer who escaped with that guy?
Yes, they fell in love.
Yes, absolutely not. That girl
She's
is
dead, right?
Yeah,
They found her dead?
Yeah, she turned the gun on herself.
Do you think so? I think he killed her.
Either way, I mean, he could have killed her. He was a murderer.
Is he dead too?
No, they caught him.
Okay.
So, I mean, he was a murderer, so it could have definitely he killed her, or she just, she was in the corrections business for 18 years. She knew what she was going to get into if she got caught. She wasn't ignorant of that.
She was in love.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No dick is that good to go to
do you know
prison
that
for.
story, Travis? Listeners, if you don't know that. Yeah, he's pretty attractive, isn't he? He's a good-looking guy. What the story is it was in Alabama, right?
Yes. It was a corrections officer who turned in her paperwork on her last day for retirement. And she was like, oh, I got to take this inmate for a mental health evaluation at the courthouse. But their protocol is you have to have two people transport someone. But because I guess she had a good rapport with the people at the jail. I don't know. They trusted her. So she's like, oh, I got him.
And she sold her house.
Yeah.
She sold her house
before.
Bought a car that they could, like the getaway car. They ditched that.
Oh, yeah. He scammed her.
Hell
for
yeah,
sure.
they did. And she was like older, and he was like, what, like mid-30s or something?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I'm
Hell
just
yeah.
like, girl, like we all want to be loved. Don't get me wrong. We all want that. But like anyone else, like
that Netflix series is going to be lit.
Oh, I'm so
It's gonna be
excited.
so
I can't wait.
It's gonna be so good. What shows have you watched lately?
Oh, shows I've watched lately. This is going to sound so bad. There's a Netflix show. It's a Japanese show called Old Enough. Sounds terrible. It's the most wholesome show.
Very Alabama.
Yeah,
so Alabama.
It sounds worse the way I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
Me and my boyfriend watch it together. It's called Old Enough. It's this Japanese show. It's filmed in Japan. I don't know what year it is, if it's like an older show or whatnot. I'm not sure. But it's literally parents going to their 2-year-olds being like, I need you to run errands for me. And they have these camera crews follow these 2-year-olds around their little towns to see if they can remember and complete the errands.
Do they do it?
Yes. And there's like shop owners selling items to these kids. And these kids are just like handing money and like acting like little adults, walking around the city, crossing crosswalks like with cars.
No
It's
way
an insane
my
show.
kids could do that.
I know, but it's such a good,
way.
wholesome show. You and your wife will have to watch it. It's
Oh
so
my
funny.
gosh. My kids are 5 and 8, and I don't think the 8-year-old would be able to handle that.
These are literally 2-year-olds. And they're like, yes, mom. And they carry these little backpacks and they come back with the items. Like, it's insane. Insane.
You know what I want to do? Like, I actually had this conversation with my wife. Like, we need to get our kids, like, adjusted more and, like, a little bit more independent. So I, like, want to drop them off in our neighborhood. And us, and, like,
Abandon them?
Well, no. And just be like, okay, you need to walk home. And we would be car lengths away, like, like where we could, like, watch them, but just, like, watch them, make sure they can stop at the street, look both ways, and get themselves back to the house.
That's insane that your kids don't know how to do that, because when I lived in California as a kid, in kindergarten, my mom wasn't driving us anywhere because we were like 4 or 5 blocks from our school. We walked to school and back every single day. I knew how to get home, and I was 5, 6.
I would imagine that I was doing the same thing because I was just running the streets of my neighborhood on my bike at all, like every single day. Spray paint. We would spray paint down at the sewer ditch, like all kinds of stuff, like right. And like we found out about that one. My parents found out that we were doing that later on, like in life, where they're saying, y'all were doing what? I was like, yeah, we write cuss words on it. And my sister, who never got in trouble at all, my mom and dad were like, yeah, Erica was never doing that type of stuff. I was like, she was telling us how to spell the cuss words. and they're like, what? And we're like, yeah.
Oh my God. She's the getaway driver in that bank robbery.
She was not in trouble, getting in real trouble. We were over there spray paint. Now, how do I spell shit? And she would tell us,
oh my God.
So we were spray painting underneath the thing.
That's incredible. Yeah. I love that.
But no, so that's what I want to do. I want to be like, I want to drop them off like 4 streets down. I'm not even talking about very far. Sure. And just make your way back to the house.
And no one's going to abduct them. Not in this economy. No one can afford it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. So
and we could see them the entire time.
Yeah.
Like it was and there's kids walking around our neighborhood all the time.
Sure. Yeah. Someone will call 911.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? So you're shaking your head. You wouldn't do that? Travis does not agree with my parenting right now. He is definitely reporting me. Well, okay. So you're watching Old Enough. Have you seen The Girl from Plainview yet?
No. What is that?
Or Plainview. I don't know. I'm only like 3 episodes in, but it's about I think it's like based on a true story, like loosely. This like kid commits suicide, and then they find his girlfriend. But no one knew who she was. Like she's like, we were in love and stuff like that. So I don't know what's gonna happen in that. It's really, the girl's crazy.
Oh my 100%.
Gosh. And like they didn't even like live in the same town. She like told her parents. She came into her parents. She's like sobbing. My boyfriend died. There, or so and so died. There, who's that? It's like my boyfriend, mom and dad. And like so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. It came up. I felt attacked. Yeah, it said I found it like the other day. It came up on my thing that shows you would like, and then it said teen dramas, teen
suicide. Oh my God! Holy shit!
I was like, I do like teen dramas. I will watch a teen drama.
Michael's like, I'm gonna drop my kids off in a random spot in the neighborhood while I watch these kids kill themselves in the sewer. Well, do you even want to be a dad?
Yeah, I don't. I absolutely do. I'm just watching. Y'all can get back. The Girl from Plainview was on. Just watch. I get arrested. They're just like, oh my God. Oh man. Hey, I have a question for you.
Sure.
You like crush roast battles. Why are you, like every time, like every other week on Instagram, you're winning a roast battle? Why are you so good at roast battles? Because I don't find you like mean.
So that's the thing. I don't want to be mean to people.
Are you like? I've never done a roast battle. I don't think I would have fun with that. But what's your prep for that? Are you just going like? Do you know who you're going against going into it? Usually?
Typically, yeah. So usually whenever they book it, they'll be like, hey, can you do this? Sure. Okay. Well, we're going to have you go against this person. And so what I do to prep is I will find that person on social media and on YouTube and watch any stuff that they have out, and then just like look at their social medias and what they look like in their lives that they kind of present to live. Mm-hmm. And I just write what I know about them, and then I write what I think an audience could make assumptions about them, and just do like funny, clever twists on things to because the way I write roast, I don't want to be mean. I just like the writing challenge of it because I think it's funny. But I'll write jokes like how, like, you know how hunting knives have the hook on, like, so when you stab an animal, it'll like pull back and like pull something out. Mm-hmm. That's how I try to write them, because I want there always to be like a little bit of like two sides. Like one I wrote on the last one I was at the Vulcan in Austin. I went against this comic named Hunter Duncan. I don't know if you know Hunter.
Her name sounds familiar.
He's very funny. His name's Hunter, and I said at the very top, I said, hey, I find it very appropriate that your name is Hunter because when I looked at you, I thought you were a predator. And it's like, just like a quick one-liner, but it's like a twist and people are like, oh, it's like, that's fun to me, the writing exercise of it. But I have I never want to be mean to people. I don't really think those things.
So, but then when you go to the next round, you have things already prepared for based off of like who you might face.
Yeah.
So like you have jokes for either or who it could be. Yeah.
So typically if I don't know who I'm going to go against after the first person, I'll write jokes for everyone. So I'll have 20 to 30 jokes per person that I've pre-written out, and then they're all on this paper, and I'll just go back and forth and see what I like. And upstage, I'll just like say one, okay, they like this one, they'll probably like this one, and just build off that, you know.
Have you pissed anybody off?
Yes, one person cried.
Guy or girl?
Guy.
Hell yeah.
And
do you remember what the joke was?
No, he was just mad that he lost. I don't remember what the joke was, which is like kind of like, I know.
Like cried because they lost? What grade is this?
Your guess is as good as mine.
You're
like, I want to fight this person
verbally.
Yeah.
Like,
but it doesn't mean anything because I'm like, oh, I just did this because I want the club to see me do time, because you do time before usually.
Oh, okay.
And then you get money. So I'm like, I just want the money and I want the club to see me do time. That's my only motivations for doing well, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
I could care less.
Does everyone on the roast battle do time and then?
Mm-hmm. And then they'll, because they're like, we want the audience to get to know them a little bit, to kind of have like some reference for when the person who's going against them like says personal things about them.
Okay.
Because otherwise sometimes the audience is left confused. Like, we don't know this person, so how do we know that's right? Which is another reason why I write things that an audience could assume by looking at someone.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that helps fill in those gaps, especially because I don't usually know the people I'm going against.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to. Will you tell me afterwards you cried?
Sure, okay. I absolutely will. Sorry, you guys. Right. Join the Patreon.
that's. I'm gonna make that a promo. I'm gonna drop a Patreon.
Create a Patreon first.
I gotta create a Patreon. Then maybe it'll be on it. Maybe it won't. You got to pay to find out. Okay, cool. So, crushing roast battles. We headline the Improv. New day job.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into it now. The name of the podcast is called Back in the Day, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about stuff from back in your day, obviously, right? This season, I'm talking about dates, okay? Do you remember when your first date was? First date ever?
First date ever, I was 15, I think. I was in my sophomore year of high school.
Was this in the town with the dog mayor?
Yes, right next to it. Yes, I grew up next to a town that elected a dog as its mayor.
If you want to know more about that story, you can listen to her episode from season 2.
Yeah, season 2. Yeah. Yes, it was in that town. It was my first boyfriend named Jake. We went to the movies with friends. It's, I don't know, kind of uneventful. My mom picked us up in our minivan.
Your mom drove y'all?
Yeah. I was 15. I didn't have a license, and he was my same age. He didn't have a license.
Yeah, but Jake's mom should have driven y'all.
Sherry's a very nice person. I don't know why she didn't.
No, you remember the mom's name.
Absolutely.
Okay, what movie did you see? Do you remember?
I have no idea. I honestly was probably so nervous I could not tell you.
Do you remember what you wore?
Actually, I do. Yeah, I wore like a white t-shirt and like a faux leather jacket and like jeans, which is like already kind of what I wear now. I haven't evolved past 15, you guys. Sorry.
I actually wore this.
Exactly.
So you don't remember what movie you went to? Jake and y'all went to the movies. Did you hold hands?
I think we held hands, and I think I kissed him on my front porch.
Oh, you kissed him?
Yes, because he was like very nervous. He was a shy, kind of reserved person. So I don't think he would have made the first move in general.
Was that your first kiss? Or
yes.
Had you already done like a spin the bottle kiss?
No, that was like my first kiss. Yeah. I was a very awkward like teen. I wasn't very like, I was the new kid all the time. I moved around a lot. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't like outgoing in a way where I'd be like, oh, approaching boys or like wanting to be like the center of attention in that way. I was not that person. So I was very nervous.
Jake go on a second date?
Yeah, we dated for like a year and a half.
Oh, really?
I was like, I found one. I'm not going to move on.
Awesome.
It'll be fine.
How did y'all break up?
I had to move to Texas.
So it wasn't. That's y'all broke up only for circumstances, not because
yeah.
you just were over him and he was over you.
Yeah, just because of circumstances.
Did y'all keep in touch when you moved to Texas, or were you just like, nah, I'm into Texas boys now?
No, we did keep in touch. He came and visited me, my family, I think like 6 months after I moved down. And then we would like talk here and there. But, you know, then life happens and you move on. But he's married and has a kiddo now, and I'm happy for him. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Man, that's a nice ending, but I was hoping.
Sorry.
Dude, like, did you ever break up with some, like, you know, like high school, middle school relationships?
Yeah.
Where the breaking up is so awkward, where it's just like you had to break up over the phone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've had breakups over the phone. I've had breakups where they broke up with me like via text or something, but I still had their jacket, so I had to see them at school and give it back to them. You know, that like high school stuff where you'd like wear your boyfriend's jacket. You're like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. But then they break up with you and you have to like throw it at them at lunch. Like,
Yeah,
just give away.
Need that.
Yeah, especially because it's like one with their name written on it from the sport or whatever that they play. So yeah, I've had tons of that type of stuff. Yeah.
I dated this girl once, and we dated for a while, and then we broke up. Mm-hmm. And then she had like a long time relationship with somebody after we broke up, and then her and I hung out like a year later or something like that. And I was in her room, and she still had my picture up in her room. And I was like, oh shit, this dude had to see my picture in her room.
Oh my God.
It was probably,
You were her boomerang. She's
was
like, he's gonna leave, but he'll come back
no,
around.
It was a good feeling for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the ego boost.
Yeah, it was one of the better feelings that I've had.
If I was her, I would never admit that you were still alive. I would tell that new boyfriend, like, sorry, he died.
Yeah, he died. This is his
not
memorial. And it was my first ever headshot.
Oh my God, I'm dead. Your first ever headshot?
Yeah, it was
Was this a shrine?
No,
like,
it wasn't like an 8x10. It
was a 4x6, you guys. She wasn't obsessed with me.
It wasn't an 8x10. Didn't have my name at the bottom or anything.
Oh my God.
But it was like a headshot, 100%. That's what it was. And when I saw it, I was just like, I didn't say anything about it, but I wanted to so badly, just to be like, how long has this picture?
That's insane. Oh my gosh. She just had your face and just was like dating this other dude for like a year.
Yeah, for like 6 months to a year or something.
And then you're like, all right, I guess you have my picture up. I guess we'll bang again. Like, that's like, what? That's every guy's mentality. Like, well, I'm already here, I guess.
My picture's on the wall.
If you, as a man, did that to a woman, where it's like you broke up, whatever, dated someone else for a while, then you hung out with this girl again and her picture was still in your room, she'd be like, this guy's gonna kill me. That 100%. Absolutely not.
Or other way, there is no way any girl would be like okay with you having your ex-girlfriend's picture on your corkboard.
Absolutely not.
Like, you know what I mean?
Over even my dead body.
Even if it was like, this is my sister, you better take your sister down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, like, you're not having your sister. Why you love your sister so much?
Yeah.
She's my sister.
Oh
right?
my God, that would be insane. Absolutely not. No, I would not.
Okay, so no more. Did you take your pictures down of Jake once you moved to Texas?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm like not a sentimental person in that way when it comes to those things. Like when someone, like I sold my engagement ring. Like if like when things are done,
you were engaged.
Yeah, I got engaged when I was 26. And when those things end, I don't keep them because it's like I know it's over, so I'm not going to go back to it, type of thing.
I don't think I knew that you were engaged.
Yeah.
Was this before you did comedy?
I started doing comedy while I was engaged.
While you were engaged?
Yeah, and we broke up a couple months after I started.
Is that why you broke up? Because of comedy?
No. He cheated on me with a coworker, so that's why we broke up.
We hate him.
Hot dish.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah, he's married with a baby. It's fine.
No,
that stuff happens. Yeah, I hate him too. It's okay. Yeah,
we hate you, ex-fiance, 100%.
Yeah. He proposed to his new wife on my birthday.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, you didn't know it was my birthday? We'd been together for 5 years and you just proposed to this girl here?
This bitch.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Let's
really.
dig his grave.
Oh, God, I hate this guy. I hate him so bad. How did he propose to you? Do you remember?
Well, yes. I was violently hungover because my friends all knew I was getting engaged because he was throwing a party for like right after it happened, and he told all of them to show up, but so they all knew I was getting engaged, but none of them told me, hey, because we went out for my friend's birthday the night before, don't get fucking trashed tonight. None of them tried to like
warn you
the drinks
or
or like, no one did any of that. So I just was violently hungover, and he like was nice and like tried to recreate our first date, which is like a sweet gesture, but I was so hungover.
What was y'all's first date?
We went and got Mexican food at a restaurant, and then
you slow dance at that restaurant.
Yeah, it was Arun. Arun was my ex-fiance.
Yeah. Fuck you, Arun.
Yeah. But and then after that we went to a lake and split a bottle of wine. It was like Grapevine Lake, so it was like there was a nice spot. So he recreated that and proposed there. So yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, things work out for the best.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Yeah,
so.
That's good. How much did you make good money off the ring? So.
I only got a couple thousand, but I mean, it was worth it. So yeah. I mean, I had to pay bills and stuff because I moved out. So you go. I wasn't gonna keep it.
All right, we won't talk about this guy anymore.
It's okay, yeah, I'm fine with it, but yeah.
All right. So, what's your most what's like an awkward date that you've been on? Terrible date?
Oh, I have one that was bad. So it was from Hinge, and I was on the road when I was like chatting with him on the app, and he asked what I was up to, and I was like, well, I'm on the road for comedy. I'll be back in town next weekend or whatever. Would you want to like get drinks or something to like meet up? Very casual. Like, I don't like the first date to be like a sit down dinner. I want a date where if things are really bad, I can immediately leave.
Yeah.
And yeah. So he was like, yeah, sure. He seemed nice and normal on the apps. He's in his late 30s, mentioned he had 2 kids. And I was like, that's kind of standard. I'm not surprised. A man in his late 30s has 2 kids. That's fine with me. I personally don't want to have kids, but that would be okay with me. So we meet up for the date, and mind you, this is right after COVID, like the lockdowns ended and stuff. He didn't quite look like his pictures, but I was like, hey, we all had a hard time during COVID. I wasn't gonna like hold it against him, except he was wearing one of those caddy hats, and I was like, no. Like immediate, like those like like those newspaper caddy hats.
Oh
like,
yeah.
He was wearing one of those, and I was like, all right.
I went through a phase where I wore.
I hate them, so I was like, all right, we'll see where this goes. So we're chit chatting and talking, and I'm like, oh, how old are your 2 kids? Because he said he had 2 daughters, and he's like, oh, well, one is 5 and one's 9. I said, oh, okay. So are they like with their mom right now? He's like, well, the first one is with her mom. And I was like, interesting. He's like, in the second one, I'm actually fighting for custody of her because her and her mom and I are getting divorced. And I was like, what? You're still married? You didn't tell me that on the app. And he was like, oh, yeah, I mean, I like to tell girls like this stuff like this up front so they know like if they're okay dealing with this. And in the back of my head, I thought, all right, well, I'm just going to finish my drink because I wouldn't have agreed to go on this date if I had known that.
Yeah.
So because I'm not going to do your emotional baggage. And you obviously didn't have a problem telling me you had kids on the app.
Yeah, so why would you say, like, I'm going through a divorce right now? Yeah.
It's because he knew women wouldn't match with him. That's why. And so I was like, okay. So I was like, well, this date's already going to be a shit show. And so he was like, I was like, all right, why are you getting divorced? Because I was like, I knew it wasn't going to go
Let's unpack this shit. Why are you getting divorced? Yeah, hell yeah.
And he's basically like, well, she's kind of a narcissist. I was like, all right. He started saying she's like crazy and that like, I don't know, just like all this like random bullshit that's like very vague, but it's not like it's like in the whole conversation, there's no accountability for any of his actions type thing. So I'm like, you're the perfect one in this relationship. It takes 2 to tango is what I'm saying. No couple's perfect. So it was very awkward and weird. I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, I'm just not going to see this guy again. Like, it'll be cool. I'll just finish my drinks. I'll go. And then he was like making weird comments about like, oh, well, I could put this on my company card. And I said, why the fuck would I want to know that?
Yeah.
Like, this is a $5 gin and tonic. What do you mean?
I got a company card. I can expense this.
I know. And he was just like, it was one of those things where he like puts it down and like lets me know that he's using his company card as if I would give a shit. You work at a LASIK eye center. You think I care? Like, no. Why would I? And also, that's uncomfortable to me. You're telling me basically you don't want to spend your own hard-earned money on this date with me. So now I'm like, I'll definitely won't see this person again. It's all good. It's so yeah. That happened, and then I was like, oh, I gotta leave. I'm gonna go do whatever. He tried to walk me to my car, and I like stopped him halfway because I was like, I don't want this guy to see what kind of car I drive because he's already not maybe in the best mind frame to date, and he's already saying how his soon-to-be ex-wife is crazy. So I was like, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't want to get too close with this person. So he tried to like go in for a hug, but then he tried to like kiss me, and I was like, I don't know what vibes
What you thought was happening.
I turned my head. I straight up, I wasn't even gonna fake it. I would just turn my head. Absolutely not. And then he texted me, oh, I went to a mic after. That's what I did. I went to a mic after. I told all my comic friends how I went on this terrible date. And he texted me being like, I had such a good time. I really thought we connected. I don't know what was in this guy's head.
I'm so sorry for this guy.
Oh, yeah. But then he was like, I really hope I get to see you again. When are you free? And I just straight up said, I said, all right, if I would have known you were married, I wouldn't have gone out with you. I don't want to go out with you again. I thought that was very manipulative. Don't text me again. And he was like, wow, I didn't think you'd be upset by this. You don't know me. How would you know I would be upset?
What does that even mean?
Why are you mad that I'm still married? Like, what?
Look, me and my wife don't have any plans on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh my
willing to
God.
hang
She's
out?
got the kids. What's the problem? Like, and then, And then 3 days later, he texted me. He's like, hey, just so you know, I've like had some kind of cold. And I don't know. I don't think it's COVID, but if you want to go get tested, like he was trying to reach out again.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I was like,
he's just making stuff up.
Yeah,
it's probably not COVID, but if you, I'm not gonna get tested. But if you want to,
yeah, he just wanted a reason to talk to me. I was like, I didn't even answer. I was like, I'll just get COVID.
Yeah, he's like CDC says that we should probably retext in 5 days.
Yeah, we
to make sure we're good.
We should actually quarantine together now.
I think that's what that means.
Absolutely not.
My wife says it's cool if you come over.
Oh my God, it was such a misread. I had no idea how he thought that because my face visibly dropped when he said that, like, we're going through a divorce. I was like, oh, okay. Because you obviously didn't say that before.
Yeah, no.
And then I've had other awkward dates. I had one guy offer me cocaine on a date.
On a date?
Yeah.
Date 1 or 2?
One.
That's a bold move on date 1.
Yeah, he was like, oh, like I got some like stuff in the car if you want to, and then we can go out. Like, because we had met up for drinks, and he's like, we can go to this other place. I said, I'm getting my internet installed tomorrow morning. I can't go.
I don't do cocaine when I have service people coming over the next day. It's just kind of my rule.
Sorry, Spectrum. I can't. It's a 4-hour window. I can't reschedule.
I need to make sure I need to make sure I'm all there. That was a terrible. Instead of just saying like, I don't do cocaine. The internet's coming. They drug test you before they let you take it. You're just making up all these rules.
Oh yes, just the wildest shit. But I was like, yeah, no. And he accepted. He's like, okay. And I was like, perfect.
Do you mind if I do something? Like,
yeah. I was just like, I'm good, dude.
Where did you meet him, on an app?
Bumble. Yeah.
Bumble.
I've never liked any guys I've met on Bumble.
Really?
So, yeah. I don't like those types of guys.
I don't know how any of those work.
Bumble is where the
girl has to initiate, right?
Yes, but I don't like that though because I think it sets the wrong precedent that I will always be the one initiating things in the relationship, like taking charge, and I don't want a man like that. So I don't like meeting men on that app. When I was single, yeah, I wouldn't.
I've had friends tell me that Bumble was the easiest one for them.
Your male friends have told you that.
Yeah, they said because they felt like that. Since the girl had to initiate, then it was like, okay, well, that's just...
It's almost like a shoe-in
like
type
a guarantee
thing.
type thing.
I mean, I could understand how men would think that.
I don't know if they're like keeping stats or they're running analytics on like what their closing ratio is or whatever on different apps. I don't know.
I have no idea.
What's
I think
the difference between what's Hinge? Is it just another?
Hinge is like, it's a little bit more curated personally, but the thing that's insulting about Hinge is that Hinge will, like, you'll put whatever your preferences are, political, social, whatever it is, like what you like to do, because it'll ask you if you like smoke or drink and your political views and, you know, the area you live in, just like all those general, very broad general things. And then it'll be like, you're most compatible at the top of the app, and it'll literally be some 5'7" Republican that went to the like the University of Alabama, and I said, "What about me says
opposites
this?"
attract, right?
I guess.
Yeah,
and the thing about Hinge is you can put your political affiliations. There'll be guys like the Trumpers will just say conservative, and that's okay. You're being honest. Okay, I appreciate that. Even though I won't match with you, I'll appreciate it. The guys who are conservative but don't want to say they're conservative because they know they'll get less matches, write moderate. That is the thing. Because they're, like, I swear to God, I've talked to girlfriends about this before too. Because the guys who are secretly, like, very conservative, but they know, they have an awareness that, like, it can be very off-putting, especially to women because, you know, women's rights. Like, they know they'll get less matches, so they'll just put moderate. And I think that's deceptive. I dislike that.
Okay. But what about if someone's actually moderate? What should they put?
I don't know. Say you're a liberal. I mean, try a little bit. I mean, if you're going to be like in the middle of the road, like just curve a little bit. Like that's fine. Like,
because I think I'm moderate, like 100%. Like I've voted for both.
Sure.
Most of like I've gone back and forth.
Yeah, but you believe women are people, though.
Yeah.
So it's like
I think women are cool. Like,
I got married one.
Yeah, I'm married one. I have 2 daughters. Like,
yeah.
I'm team. I'm team girl for sure. Yeah, like it's a little bit different. 100%. Okay,
Yeah.
And you've dropped it like 3 times now, so you're dating somebody now, right?
I am. I met my current boyfriend on Tinder.
Oh, old school.
Old school, yeah. You have to sift through a lot of trash, but it's a numbers game, and you will find a good person because everyone gets on Tinder. It just takes longer because you have to like fill out all the garbage.
All the other crap.
Yeah.
We'll talk boyfriend here in a second. All right. Do you get a lot of like people hitting you up in your DMs?
No, absolutely not.
You don't?
I don't know what about me. People don't talk to me online like that.
Really? I would think that like, I mean, I guess you don't throw out like a ton of content online.
I don't throw out a ton, and also I don't think my content says approach me. Like,
yeah, it's like
I
just want a roast battle. Like,
that's yeah. I do stand up comedy and I break people down emotionally.
Yeah,
you want to
I
come
made
hang
a
out?
dude cry in a roast battle. Slide into my DMs. I dare you.
Yeah, please,
man.
Yeah.
So I had the last guest read some of their DMs to me. They were pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't have any fun DMs. My DMs that are like in the folder because they're people I don't follow are like, hey, we want you to be a brand ambassador. And I'm like, fuck this. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I never get it. But that's also fine too because like, I don't know. It's more of an annoyance than anything else. So it doesn't bother me.
I gotcha. All right. So you met boyfriend on Tinder. How long have you guys been together?
5 months. So still very new.
5 months. Have you all said you love each other yet?
No. I'm stubborn. I won't say it first.
No. Okay. Do you think he wants to say it, but he's afraid to because you're a roast battle champion?
And
you think that you're going to tear him down?
No, absolutely not. He always tells me how nice and sweet I am, which I'm like, oh, my friends would not believe you. I'm like,
oh my God,
sorry.
I'm so nice.
I know. Whoa, you guys, you hear that?
He's like, say it again, record it.
I know, right? I don't know. We haven't really had to talk about it.
Where did y'all go on your first date?
We went to a coffee shop, and then we went to a carnivorous plant gallery.
What is that? Like,
so you know, like those like Venus flytraps or any plants that will like suck something up. We went to one in North Dallas, but like the guy who runs it, so he has all these like little, I guess, terrariums full of these plants. He writes like sci-fi backstories to them all. So they were just on our phone. We're just reading the backstories to these plants, and this guy had the most insane eyebrows I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, you remember like Dumbledore, like the white, long, wispy eyebrows, and he had so many books in there, and we're like, oh, are these books for sale? He's like, no, these are all personal use.
Oh, these are mine.
He was like writing these backstories. He's like, if I had a time machine, I would go back to Antarctica because this one species that lived there at this time, billions of years ago or whatever it was, he's like, that's really something that our world needs to know about. And I was like, okay, this guy's insane. But it was a fun date, really, and I got to feed a plant, and yeah, we saw each other a week later and kind of never stopped. I don't know. It was a good date. I don't know if other women feel this way. I prefer one of the first 2 dates to be a sober date because I want to know if I like who you are sober. Because the first drink, okay, that's fine. But like, if it's every date we're drinking on, I'm like, are you someone who has to drink all the time? Or like, I don't know you sober. Like, do I like who you are sober?
Yeah, I don't think I drank around my wife until like 2 months in, maybe.
We never drink. We will maybe split a bottle of wine here and there, but like hardly ever.
We didn't drink in front of each other. I mean, we drank around each other, but like I was also going through like a stage where like I went like a year without drinking.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was.
Did you have a problem? Did you get a DUI?
No, it was. had graduated college.
Okay.
And I thought I was being mature by not drinking. like 100%.
Life hadn't hit you in the face
I was just
yet.
like, I'm just not gonna drink. I don't really. That was just a college thing. I don't need to drink that much anymore. And so like I would have like a couple beers here and there.
Sure.
But the first time I drank, it was like 9 months without drinking. The first time I drank after that, it was a binger.
You get insane.
Like I drank from like 10 a.m. to like 6 a.m. the next day.
Oh my god!
Like it was like a lake trip with like all my friends from college and a few of like my college friends and high school. My best friends from high school and then my best friends from college. We kind of mixed because one of my best friends from high school was one of my college roommates. So it kind of like all of us so we all went to this like lake house trip.
Of
and
course.
there was like 8 or 9 of us and we just like started drinking at 10 a.m. because we were at the lake, and then there was like 4 of us that stayed awake until like 6 a.m. just walking around that lake house
in board
resort
shorts.
just like trying to find beer because we ran out of beer.
Oh my god.
So we were like sneaking on to where the boat, like our friend's parents' boat was. We like went to the grandma's house. Like, their whole family had like little lake houses in this little area.
Oh my
Went
gosh.
to her fridge because we knew there was beer in there, and she had like an outdoor fridge on the patio that we took beer out of there. We were just like well, they didn't. It was like we were just trying not to disturb anyone because we were trying to be late, you know.
Yeah, you're courteous when you steal.
Yeah, we tried to catch a deer. There was a deer that was like real close to us. A lot of crazy things happened that night.
You're like, this bender I started stealing and hunting.
I had to survive.
Things were insane. Whoa.
I had to survive. You know, it was a long day. The next day.
Yeah, I bet. I bet that was the worst hangover ever.
Oh my gosh. The next day we slept only till like 11 a.m. Not even that late for being out till like 5, 6 in the morning. And one of the guys' girlfriends came on that trip with us. Why, I have no idea.
Ugh.
She opened the door of the room that we were in, and she was like, "Oh my god, it smelled just
like straight ass."
Yeah, exactly, like farts and like alcohol and stuff. And the worst part was on the drive home, I like pulled up next to the other car. There were like 2 cars that went with us, and I rolled my window to say something, and then my window broke and wouldn't roll back up, so I had to drive from Oklahoma home.
Oh my god!
Just so hungover,
mosquitoes hitting you in the face,
with my window down.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
In August, it was so terrible.
Ugh, that's awful.
Yeah, I don't know how we got onto that, but that was definitely something that happened to me. All right, we're gonna end it on this.
Okay.
Do you have Facebook?
I do have Facebook.
Will you pull up your Facebook memories and read the most cringeworthy thing that you have on your Facebook memories for today?
How do you view Facebook memories?
Okay, go to the app.
Okay.
Go to the little hamburger guy at the bottom, the left hand, the 3 things, and then memories should be in there.
Oh, okay. See, I never do this. 2 years ago, meeting someone new. Normal person. Hi, nice to meet you. Me. Please like and subscribe.
Nice.
And then I was on the road in Oklahoma City a year ago.
Older?
I'm sorry?
You have anything older?
No, I've only had this Facebook for 4 years because I started it for comedy.
Oh, okay. I got you. I already read my, well, I'll just say it again. My most cringeworthy one is from 15 years ago, and it says, sup, ... ladies. No.
Oh my God, what?
No likes, no comments, nothing.
Ew.
It's 15 years ago, Emily.
Yeah.
Like a lot of.
Oh my God.
We're talking about.
Your Facebook is 15 years old.
My Facebook is 17 years
Oh
old.
my God.
My Facebook, I got Facebook when it first came out.
Your Facebook is almost an adult.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
Wild.
Isn't it crazy?
That is insane.
Facebook came out my freshman year of college.
Wow.
And so it was the only, when it came out, you had to have a college email address.
Oh, okay.
And not every college was allowed on it.
Oh,
so it was
okay.
very exclusive. So I remember when the townies got like the
townies,
the townies,
the locals.
Yeah, the locals were able to get onto it. It was like really changed the game. Facebook was so much better when it was just because all it was just like posting about a party, and then the next day you would find out who tagged you in 7 because you would post like 65 pictures from a party. Like seriously, like you'd make like a whole album in the back 119, and your entire next morning was you like tagging people from the party in it.
Oh
like, and
my
just tagging them
God.
in pictures, and that was the thing. So you would wake up the next day and you'd be like, "Oh, I got tagged in 37 pictures." Sometimes you get tagged in pictures that you didn't want to be tagged in.
Mental
and then you'd
illness.
have to send people messages like, "Hey, can you untag me from that?" Because
You couldn't do it yourself
Yeah, no,
yet. Oh,
like, can you
no.
untag me that? Because I told someone
I was
that I was going that I was going home.
Facebook
So-
is your snitch.
Oh,
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere online, like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is just at Emily Grefer. My last name is spelled Grefer. When I don't know when this comes out.
It should come out in it will come out in 3.5 weeks.
3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be in Austin at the end of June. I'll be at Comedy Arena at the end of July. Everything else, I mean, if you follow me on social media, you'll find it there.
Sweet. Follow Emily on social media. Go see her at the Comedy Arena. And I forgot what she said before that. Somewhere in June. You can find me at Michael Pasvar on everything. Go to michaelpasvar.com to see my dates. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this podcast, like Emily said in her Facebook memories. All right. See you guys next time. Bye now.
Bye.